Come on, Brooklyn. Hey everyone, it's Kenya, Buck, and Brooklyn of Buck and Brooklyn's Adventures. Today is Sunday. I have no clue what the date is. I know it's February, but come here, Buck. Come here, Buck. Come here. Come on. Get over here. Come here, Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Come on, Buck. Stay. Stay. Shush. Brooklyn. Buck. My dogs are very friendly. And when people are around, he doesn't listen to his collar. Yeah, it's a yeah.
Oh, nice looking dog.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I telework.
Yeah.
So, hey, Buck. Oh, goodness.
That's all
You're a
right.
big guy. Hey, you'll get some attention too.
Yeah. She's a little yapper, but
Yeah, well.
you know,
Does he howl?
she bathes at
Bays, I guess.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At
Go find some-
everything.
We'll find some goons, huh?
You are pretty, though. You are.
My husband thinks he's fat, but
You're just
he has
He's
big
solid.
boned.
he
Yeah.
has no. Blue tick hounds don't have the gene in their head that says that they're full.
Yeah.
So he eats everything, even if
Kinda, oh, kinda like
Bucks
that.
don't jump.
Yeah, he's
That's why we're out doing this.
Yes.
not starving. But
No,
he
he's
looks
not.
Good. Looks
Yeah.
healthy.
He's healthy.
You're healthy, aren't you?
I opened up a bag of treats for him, and normally I put it way on top of the pantry. And I took one, stay down, to her in my bedroom, and I came back and they were gone. And I'm like, Buck, I ran outside, he'd eaten them all and torn the bag before I could.
Doesn't take very long.
No,
Do
it
you?
doesn't.
Treats. Those are good treats.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got more hair than he does.
Could be our fire department dog. We'd take you in.
Yeah. You would howl every time we left the station, though, in the
He
truck.
would howl at everything.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. They got to go out every single day, though.
Well, it keeps you
Yes.
limber, too.
Yeah.
Yep, it sure does.
Good
Keeps
day for
me
it.
keeps me ready for my exercise test in Mayo every year.
Oh, yeah.
Good seeing
Take
you.
care.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you.
Bye. Those were two firemen that work at Fort Meade that when I worked on campus, I dealt with them a lot. So I think I've settled on a new doctor. I'm gonna call and make an appointment tomorrow. He works in the same clinic as my previous doctor. I'm still really worried about my previous doctor. But he's going to be graduating soon, so he's a new doctor. And come on, Brooklyn. And he's going to be coming to Sturgis. And I told the MSAs, I said, well, my previous doctor isn't here anymore. I would prefer to have somebody in Sturgis so I didn't have to travel. And she said, well, this doctor is going to be graduating real soon from where my previous doctor taught. You know, it's all a teaching clinic, and he's going to be graduating like in a month, and he's doing his residency and all that, and he's going to be working in Sturgis. So I'm going to choose him as a doctor. I'm going to make an appointment with him to go over everything that my previous doctor and I did and how we handled stuff and that kind of stuff. And the one thing I have to do is I got to get him to sign my telework agreement every year. Now, that's not due until July. I usually would have my doctor do it in June so I could get it in. He is young enough to where I think that it wouldn't be a problem. I'm going to take one of my old telework agreements so he can read what my previous doctor wrote. And I'm going to tell him all about my history and everything. And tell him, you know, that when I was working on campus, I was sick all the time. And my previous doctor had to, you know, constantly deal with me and stuff, and because I was so sick. And I can give him a list of everything I have, so I'm sure he'll sign, you know. And today is my last day before I gotta go back to work tomorrow. I wish the week was better than what it was. My head is feeling a little bit better. It's not so painful. I do have a hat on today, which I've not been able to wear at all this week. Yeah, so then when we're done here, I gotta go over to my parents' house because for some reason my dad's phone company shut his phone off in March. And nobody really calls him. I call him every so often, but you know, so he didn't really notice it for a couple of months. My mom called me the other day. Oh, Buck. Pooing. Big time pooing. My mother called me yesterday and asked me if I would come over, and I think he's on Straight Talk. He's not on Verizon or AT&T or anything like that, so probably he changed probably his credit card, probably went out of date or something like that, so I'll get him set back up. Come on, baby girl. Yesterday I worked so hard on my front yard. My front yard looked disgusting. I filled a 5-gallon bucket full of dog poop just from my front yard. I trimmed my maple tree up really good. I raked up all the leaves that had gotten into places where they couldn't blow. I cleaned up underneath my front windows. I cleaned up all the crap that was broken and stuff. I did all that. I was so exhausted. So exhausted. Holy crap, I was exhausted. Filled the garbage can. And then this morning I went to the north side of my house and cleaned up the poop there. And then did the backyard. And my stomach was really not feeling the best this morning. And so I had my coffee. This morning I ate an egg with bacon bits in it, bacon pieces in it. And then I went outside, and the energy from that egg just used up right away. So I was kind of wobbly and stuff, and my back was just killing me. But I picked up all the dog poop in the back. Now I haven't picked up any dog poop all winter long because it's been cold and stuff. So the backyard, I filled 2.5 5-gallon buckets, and the front yard I filled up 1 5-gallon bucket. It was time. It was time. And my neighbor has a pine tree, and my yard is all full of this crap, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I like pines, but I don't like their needles. And so in my way backyard, yeah, I have to do something with that. I wanted to start the mower today and chop up all the branches. We had a really bad wind storm. I mean, it was like, wind was like 100 miles an hour. That was a couple months ago. And in the backyard, my trees, the little limbs and stuff. Are we going? We going? They break really easy. And so my yard is covered with those limbs. And then the pine needles. So this afternoon, hopefully, I can get out there and break them up. My garbage can is full, so I can't fit anything else in there as far as the yard, so I'll just have to put it in a pile, and then after the garbage is taken, then start filling it back up again. But I was so tired. My back hurt so bad, and the 5-gallon buckets were in the way back of my yard, and I went in and asked my husband if he would just come and help me with them to get him up to the gate by the driveway. And of course he said no. So I was just like, whatever. He did take the dogs out to the farm yesterday, and today he is going to his brother's for the Super Bowl. I didn't even know it was a Super Bowl. I don't care about that. I accidentally hit the shut off button. Oh, baby girl's pooing. So we get a Buck. Come here. Come here. There she is. Are you kicking? So we found this trail on Wednesday. No, Tuesday. And I'm just going to go real slow up it because it's a ways. It took us about an hour on Tuesday. So I did call my best friend who is retired I texted her last Saturday and I said, I have the entire week off. Do you want to go for lunch? And she was like, we're in Costa Rica. We're going to be home on the 4th. And I said, oh. I said, my mother-in-law went there. I said, I hope you have as much fun as she did. I said, maybe another time. So, what's that ding-dong doing? My legs feel just like jelly. That's why I'm kind of taking it slow. So I've got to tell my new doctor that I'm very comfortable at 102, but I got to tell him about my narrowing of my esophagus again and tell him that I'm going to make an appointment at Mayo to have it stretched. I got to tell him everything. I'm just so sad. am worried about my doctor. It's just the thought of having to go through all this again, you know, and I know that my doctor probably, you know, didn't even think of me when he was trying to make the decision. I have no clue as to why he up and resigned so quickly. I mean, I talked to him a week and a half ago. So I got a lot to talk about with this new doctor. What you guys doing? Got some of the houses at Fort Meade. That's the old rodeo grounds. And that's my Brooklyn. Come on. Sorry, my trigger keeps hitting the tripod. You can go? You can go? You can go? Buck is way ahead of us. Come on. I did find some grass that's trying to peek up in my lawn, which I love that. Spring will soon be here. So you know, I'm not interested in football one bit. I'm no interested in the Super Bowl, nothing like that. And my husband doesn't understand why. The only sports I ever really liked, come on baby girl, was basketball. And that was when I was young. And I loved the Bulls. In the late 80s, early 90s. But then, you know, I got sick, and, you know, when you're dealing with a severe illness, you just don't have time for games. Are you coming, baby girl? Where's your brother? But I did like watching basketball. When I was a kid, I loved going to basketball games and cheering for our local team and stuff like that. And I always thought if I wasn't fat, I'd love to be a cheerleader. But I was too heavy. I was too fat and I was too shy. It's funny. Let's see, I had my gastric bypass surgery in 2002. So it's been 24 years that I've been this tiny. And when I worked when I was the assistant manager at a pizza place, we hired this one girl that I went to school with, and she was not a nice girl at all. And I'm always nice to people even if I don't like them, because I want people to treat me the way that I want to be treated. So she would go around and tell everybody that I used to be fat. And, you know, when I was fat, that always, like, really hurt bad and stuff. But then when she said it, you know, I was really thin and stuff. And my boss, who loved drama, she would always want me to bring pictures in. And I would say no. And, you know, I brought one picture. I threw all my pictures away. And I don't want to relive that again. And she's like, why? I wanted to see you. And I'm like, no. You know, that was a dark time in my life. And so then I started dating Jeremy at this place. And after a couple years, we'll go to this corner and then we're turning around. After a couple years, I think we were even married by that point. I had that picture written down in my, come on, Buck. Come on. Come on. Let's go this way. Come on. Anyways, I found the picture. I had to have it hidden in somewhere in my basement, and I was cleaning, and I found the picture, and it was like a couple of days right before my surgery, and I was so unhappy, you know, I was so unhappy with how I was and stuff. I was very, very shy, and so I took it out and I showed it to him, and I said, you never would have even thought of me to date, would you have? And he, hell no. And I'm just like, you know, but that's a guy for you, you know. So, sorry about the wind. It's really, the wind was hitting my back before, but I'll show you this over here. Over that hill is Paradise Pond right there. We found a couple of new trails. They all connect. They all connect. Which I knew that they did, but the only ones that really don't connect is the one that heads up the backside of Sturgis and the side of Sturgis, the south side of Sturgis. Those two don't connect. But on the east side, by Fort Meade, all of these trails connect. What's Buckaboodles doing? What you doing, baby? So I was talking with my retirement guy, and he asked me how much annual leave I have and how much sick leave I have. And I told them, and I don't have much leave, you know, because I constantly have derm appointments, and when I don't have enough sick leave, I got to take annual leave and stuff like that. And he's like, well, I'm just going to tell you this. Always use your sick leave because you want to save your annual leave. So it's just like an extra check. And I said, I do understand that. But what you don't understand is I'm a transplant patient at 32 years with the one transplant. And I said, I have so many issues that, you know, I need to use my leave. And I said, you know, I would love to have annual leave and a lot of annual leave and stuff. But I said, it's there. And I get really, really exhausted lately. And that's why I took this week off, because I'm just so exhausted. And he's like, well, I understand that. My wife has cancer. And I said, well, I have cancer too. And I said, I have colitis. I've had strokes. I've had TIAs. I've had hysterectomy. You know, there's a ton more things that I've had. You know, and I said, you know, it's fine for you to say that, but, you know, it's a little bit like, it's not going to happen with me, so. My nose has been running non-stop this week. I was blowing bubbles with my nose yesterday because it was chilly out. The wind was blowing. Kept blowing my nose. I think I'm going to go down there and sit down at that bench right there and let the dogs roam. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, Pumpkin? What are you doing, Punky? I just really want to retire. I'm just getting to the point where, you know, I'm just done. I still have 7 years to go before I can retire. The one thing is, so when I was first sick, I thought a lot about what I wanted for my funeral. Where's Simmons going? Come on, Buck. You know, who I wanted my pallbearers to be, who I wanted to give what to, and come on, Buck. And I had my will written. Come on. Come on. And, you know, what I wanted for my casket and my tombstone. And I remember going at, I think I was 19, to JCPenney's and having a good photograph of me taken. And my skin was so white because my heart couldn't pump. I mean, my heart was using 5%. That's all it was doing. And so, you know, I was preparing for death. And I made my peace with God and everything. And, you know, and then this miracle happened. This miracle with a lot of issues happened. And, you know, over here, baby. And, you know, I lived my life and stuff, and now I'm just, that thought is coming back. You know, I've been making sure that my will is updated and that, you know, I have everything that I wanted to go to the right people. I told my husband yesterday, I said, when I pass away, I want you to let the dogs smell me, because it's important that they know that I'm gone. And he's like, bullshit. But it's true, you know. I'm the one that takes care of these dogs. I'm the one that loves them and stuff. And I mean, they're my babies. And I want to go down to the cemetery, and I want to figure out a place. I want to buy my lot. I think I want it by, you know, my parents' lot. I want to put in my will, and I told my husband this, but he said he's not going to do it, so maybe I'll ask my sister. I want somebody to dig up Justice. I know he's just bones, but I want them to put him in a box, and I want him buried with me, because he's my soul dog, you know. And my husband said absolutely not, and I'm like, why, you know. So I don't know what that means, but I will be 32 years old in heart years, and I know that that's forever for a heart. So, all right, everybody, we're gonna leave you here. We still have to go up that hill, and we're gonna go up slow. I'm resting on the bench right now because like I said, my legs are really jelly today and stuff. So I hope that you like this video with the dogs. I love taking them out for a walk. So if you would please like and subscribe, I would love that. My dogs would love it. And you guys have a wonderful day. And remember to hug somebody you love, because you never know when they'll go away, or even your dogs or cats or whatever. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.